Joining us now, MSNBC congressional reporter Michael Schnell and Semaphore White House correspondent Shelby Talcott. All right, Michael, ninth time, not going to prove to be a charm. So what's next?
Yeah, Katie, don't expect any surprises later this afternoon when we get that final vote tally from that Senate vote. The vote is underway right now. We're still waiting for the final result, but I think that we can all basically predict it right now. That measure, that government funding bill crafted by Republicans that previously passed the House, is once again, as you mentioned, for the ninth time, expected to fall short of the 60 votes needed to fund the government and turn the lights back on here in Washington. This stalemate continuing to drag on as Democrats and Republicans remain at odds. But as the time goes on, we're now in the third week of this shutdown. We're starting to see the true real world impacts of this shutdown. One of those is that Capitol Police officers are not getting paid. They were supposed to be paid on Friday. They missed that paycheck. The officers are in town in the Capitol this week, continuing their work of protecting members of Congress and the building, but they're doing it without pay. And pressure is now mounting on lawmakers to get these folks their money. There was a statement yesterday from the Capitol Police Union, which oversees Capitol Police officers, essentially imploring Congress to come to a resolution. I want to read to you in part some of this statement. I think it gets to the heart of these real world impacts. Quote, "The longer the shutdown drags on, the harder it becomes for my officers. Banks and landlords do not give my officers a pass because we are in shutdown. They still expect to be paid." That statement continues, saying the sooner they start talking, the quicker we can end this thing. So again, Katie, these are people who members of Congress see every single day. A number of them in leadership have 24/7 protection from these Capitol Police officers, and they're not getting paid right now, but they're still expected to be on the job. Now, one more thing. Speaker Johnson was asked earlier today if he would be open to Capitol Police officers getting paid despite the shutdown. Sort of a similar thing to the Trump administration finding money to pay the military members. Speaker said he was open to it. Take a listen.
The way they were able to get the troops paid for this paycheck, and as I said, this is not an enduring solution because we will run out of the funds, but there were some unspent funds in effectively R&D accounts in defense. They moved that over to prioritize payment of those who are putting their lives on the line today and who have families in serious situations. That money will be replaced, as has been explained by the White House, after the funding gets going again. If we can find a similar mechanism to take care of Capitol Police, of course they'll do that, but that's in a separate branch.
Now, Katie, no indication right now if that will end up coming to fruition. But of course, the easiest way and the quickest way for the government to be reopened is if this stopgap bill were to pass in the Senate. But again, the vote is underway right now, and we don't expect it to reach that 60 votes needed to advance.
So I teased this a moment ago. Senator Murkowski says that I guess she sort of lays the blame for what's going on in a certain place. Let's listen to how she described it.
If you're a Democrat, you're looking at it and you're saying, why am I going to try to be helpful if Mr. Vogt at OMB is just going to do a backdoor move and rescind what we've been working on? So, yeah, there's a lack of trust. Does it make it harder to come to terms on hard things like a government shutdown? Absolutely. The appropriations process is being run over, and that, to me, is absolutely unacceptable.
So she's talking about Russ Vought there, who is the OMB director. He's the one that Senator Mike Lee had said has been dreaming about cutting these jobs and slashing the government since he was in puberty, which was a weird way to describe it, but that's what he's saying. Vought was just on the Charlie Kirk show, and he was talking about what he plans on doing. We were trying to get this soundbite up, but we were not able to, so I'll read what he said. He said, "I want to be very aggressive where we can be in shuttering the bureaucracy, not just the funding, but the bureaucracy that we now have an opportunity to do that. And that's where we're going to be looking for our opportunities." The question, so you're saying there's been a snapshot of 4,000 jobs cut. Vote correct. Wait, do we have it? It's going to sound better. Okay, let's play it.
We want to be very aggressive where we can be in shuttering the bureaucracy, not just the funding, but the bureaucracy that we now have an opportunity to do that. And that's where we're going to be looking for our opportunities.
So you're saying there's been a snapshot of 4,000 jobs cut.
Correct.
Is there a special, but it could grow much higher?
It could grow higher. I think we'll probably end up being north of 10,000.
So glad we got that because my intonation was not making the point well. But he's saying 10,000 jobs, Shelby, 10,000 jobs. The White House really believes that cutting 10,000 jobs and doing so joyfully, as it appears they are, that's going to go over with the American public. Why do they believe that?
Well, it's really interesting what Senator Murkowski said, because that's something that a few Republican lawmakers have expressed concerns about. Before Russ Vought went ahead with these cuts, one of the concerns that we heard from a minority of Republicans, but still from a group of Republicans, was that making these cuts would make it, more difficult to get Democrats to agree to reopen the government, and then B, it would also make it more difficult with their own constituents. And so you're sort of seeing that. But when I talk to White House officials, they've been really clear, and they're not hiding the ball on the fact that they want this to be Democrats' fault. And if Democrats, their argument is if Democrats are going to shut down the government, then Democrats are going to feel a pain. And they remain really confident that this is going to ultimately, the blame is going to ultimately be put on the Democratic Party. And when I ask, as this government shutdown has entered its second week, whether there is any thought to sort of negotiating or doing a little bit more or giving something up, etc., there seems to be no indication from White House officials that I've spoken to that they're willing to change course or do anything differently. Their argument is we have supplied this clean CR and it's up to Democrats to vote for it.
All right, Shelby, thank you so much. Michael, thank you as well.